Hello, and welcome to another exciting episode of
The English Couple.
Yes, a couple of, well, let's have a cup of tea before we do anything,
Yeah.
people.
Today, welcome to beautiful Biggleswick.
Biggleswick Farm. Here we are in another exciting episode, and by golly, we have more stuff to show you. Things are going ahead, aren't they?
They are.
Which is brilliant, and that's what you have come to expect. And by the way, can I just say, on behalf of Julia and myself, thank you so much for the encouraging comments.
Yes, it's so lovely.
You really have got behind us, because we are novices. You've seen that. You
Self-confessed novices.
And we're just trying our best, but it's amazing how many people said how inspiring that is.
What more could we ask for?
Exactly.
You know? It's really touching. Thank you so much.
Anyway, in this episode,
I heard that one could use plastic bottles. There we go.
so once again, more exciting stuff. But as we said at the beginning, we're going to have a cup of tea, and we're using our little Zoom here. A little eco Zoom with sticks and things to save on the old gas, because in the cold temperatures that we've got, that gas has been a bit of a problem, hasn't it, Julia?
It does get more and more tricky to use. It doesn't like being cold.
Stick it under your armpit, the canister that is, not the fire.
Yeah, no.
Shake it up and get it going. If you've used those butane gas things on one of those little gas stoves, you'll know what I mean. In cold weather, it's not great.
They're useful, not so much in cold weather.
So as we have sunshine, not that it's actually out at the moment or in this spot.
It's doing the hokey cokey, isn't it?
Yeah, we can cook outside and we can boil our kettle. How's that fire doing?
You could do with another one in there.
There we go. So we're going to have a cup of tea, and then we'll show you what we've been up to. Getting cold now. We're really beginning to feel the sort of winter, even though it's still, I suppose, technically autumn here in mid-November. We've had, I guess, 0 degrees, possibly -1 up on the land, and of course now it's a question of wearing warm winter gear. I've got this is a Harris tweed coat that I've had for something like 15 years actually, and I've dug it out to put on, and you know, you're talking about layers now to keep yourself nice and warm. In the little cabin that was here when we took on the land, I brought a small space heater and some propane gas, and we've set that up running off the generator so that we can dive in there and just warm up our hands and extremities, because it does just get very cold, as you can well believe. And of course the days are short, and this is what we were talking about before, I think, about how short those days do get. However, everything's dying back, which means that we have the opportunity, if we can keep ourselves warm, to make some clearances. And one of the things I'm looking for is a petrol chainsaw. You've seen the other one, which is off the generator, but I need a petrol chainsaw to get some of the dead trees out and start a wood store. Probably more in that, hopefully, in the next episode. And of course some of our plants are taking the hit as well. But we persevere with grim determination, and it's interesting from our point of view to see what it's like over the winter period. So next year we can be well prepared.
Oh my god! They're freaking Look how thick that is.
I heard that one could use plastic bottles as miniature cloches for the peas, because I think they're slightly out of season. Slightly. But we might have a little bit of success getting them through the cold times if we do this. I'm going to try all sorts of different things. We both got lots of ideas on how to help the plants. There's loads of advice out there. But this is one thing I thought I'd give it a go, because somebody kindly donated a bag full of bottles. So I've already done one. Let's see. How did I do this? Like that. I've put in air holes in these two now. Do the same with this one before I put it on. Also, I've been rinsing them because they haven't been rinsed before. Just a bit of puddle water, but it's got to be better than nothing. Right.
We had a bit of grim news, really, or a grim finding, didn't we?
Yeah, a couple of days ago when we found, after the first frost, our poor lovely mapachu plants, tobacco plants, didn't like it.
They didn't survive. I mean, it's not surprising. I suppose they don't normally grow in this climate, hence they're in nice hot countries.
Yeah, but we were told that they wouldn't survive the cold weather, so we knew this would happen. That's why we didn't bother protecting them, because there was no way that they were going to survive the winter anyway. But they have done what they were meant for, and that is give us loads of seeds to sow next year in a polytunnel.
Yes, and so we should do our best to try and somehow keep that polytunnel warm and these plants protected. And I'm interested, if anyone else has been growing tobacco, what have you done to make them survive? Do you have a heater in a greenhouse? Do you have a polytunnel? What do you do?
Do you have hotbeds even?
Yes, hotbeds. Is that the thing? The main thing is we do have lots of seeds, so we're very pleased about that. But by God, it came as a drastic, a drastic shock when we saw them. We were just like, oh no, because they were doing so well.
Yeah, we were so pleased at how well they had been doing here, how much they like it here. So yeah, it was heart-wrenching, but
That
life.
is life, and we learn from it.
Yes.
It's the arrival of the wood-burning stove, which is in the back of the van, and we just got to get it out onto this sack trolley. But first, just going to get it out on the ground. Feeling strong?
Yes.
There it is. Look at that. After some effort, you saw us get it out of the van just now, of course, and drag it up. We've got it into our workshop. We've had to cut a hole, haven't we?
Yep, I had to brace the cladding slats.
That was a bit tricky, putting a hole. And to fashion the existing pipes that came with it, so it's going to poke out there. To go out the roof was going to be a bit problematic because obviously rain comes down, and where it is likely to sort of rot the wood because of continual rain. I don't really want to sort of make holes in the roof.
No.
So a hole in the side.
Much easier to just go out back.
So absolutely, and so we will. So this is all just a test, by the way. This isn't like the finished thing, because you can see there's gaps here and various things, projects we've got to do.
It's a long way off finished.
And of course we will have a proper protection round there to stop the heat transferring.
Metal plate type thing.
Yeah, so at the moment all it does is poke out. But it's in position. We put it on some concrete slabs, and Julia is going to be the first to light the fire.
Yay.
Now, the other thing we should say is there isn't a grate in the fire.
It's great, but there's no grate in it.
Yeah, that's a shame.
It is.
But we'll organise that. That's easy enough. We'll just measure it and get something suitable. But in the meantime, we just thought, let's see if it works, the whole principle. And you get to see if we've cocked it right up. So, Julia, got some fire lighters?
Yep, fire lighters, check.
And a bit of kindling.
Bit of kindling, check.
And
Lighter,
we've got a lighter?
check.
Check.
Nice bright one in case I lose it on the land.
Yeah. Oh, or under
Lost it under there.
or under the fire. Right, over to you.
Righto.
Well, the proof will be in the pudding, of course. It needs to be on for half an hour or more, and of course we've got to get all the holes filled up, but we're not going to smoke ourselves to death anyway.
No, that's for sure.
And I'm going to keep an eye on the chimney there to make sure that that's not too hot and likely to scorch that, but we'll get proper thermal padding in there. But that's a job well done.
Yeah, enjoyed that. So we've had problems with the step right from the get-go and into the cabin. There was a wooden step here which deteriorated quite quickly, so we've had these little concrete things holding on a slab for the step, but that was quite wobbly and a bit iffy. So when earlier we popped to pick up some pallets because Richard wanted to build another log store, there was this very, I hate to say a pallet was cute, but this pallet looked cute. Anyway, I'll show you, in fact. This one. So I thought to myself, actually, I know where that would be really handy. And I think it should go right here. And furthermore, we found these dumped on the land here. That will do just right, I think. Much more stable, far less slippy. Bob's your uncle. Let's see how Richard's doing with the log store.
Right, yeah, I think that'll do. Thank you, Julia. Coming to my rescue as ever. So, yes, we've already built, as Julia hinted at, a log store round the other side from some pallets that we had. I'm managing to pick them up from a local wood store which is near to where we live. And as you would have seen, we've got pallets there over by the compost area. And I just thought, well, what a brilliant thing to have adjoining our cabin. Now we've got the fire in there, and we've actually stored some logs to dry out in there, but we desperately need some logs to be under cover, because with the cold and the wet and the rain and all of that, yes, there's plenty of wood that we can pick up, but it's all sopping wet, and that's no good. So we've got sort of twigs and kindling on the other side, and I was thinking probably more better logs on this side, but I need to get some more felt, and I need to secure it up a bit better. But these are just these little minor projects that we're constantly thinking, yeah, what can we do? We need a bit of this, we need a bit of that, and facilitating. It's brilliant. Right, let's screw these together. It's drying, Julia.
It is.
It is drying. So
Slowly.
one of the problems we've had, of course, or it's not a problem, it's something we knew we were going to get. Where these all butt together again, there are holes, and we've been thinking, how can we do it? And obviously Julia's fingers would only manage to fit some of those holes, and mine the others, but we need our fingers, so...
we can't leave them there.
I came up with this idea of maybe a bit of wood chip, which is not wood chip, sawdust.
Sawdust shavings, not the fine dust, but the...
But yeah, the ones that you get when you use a chainsaw.
Ones you might use for your rabbit.
Yeah, that kind of sawdust. And wood glue. So we made up a porridge, and we just poked some in here to test it, but it's taken a couple of days to actually set. So, and it's not really set, but I think we haven't got the consistency right.
No, it looks a bit funny, but I think it's actually going to be really good. It'll be quite insulating.
The other thing is, we could fill it up with clay, horsehair and straw, like the old wattle and daub.
I was going to say, isn't that wattle or daub? It's daub.
It's the daub, isn't it? So we could do that, but we need like a good couple of weeks of hot weather to dry it out. But would that crack? It shouldn't do, because medieval people did it in their houses long ago. Anyway, it's work in progress. We'll do another mixture and try a bit more, shall we?
Yeah.
So, you might be wondering what the hell we're up to.
Yeah, so am I. No, I'm not.
Oh.
Well, I'm bleeding a bit from the face.
Yes, you got hit by
hawthorn.
Our friendly hawthorn that we took the haws from to plant. And it's actually hawthorn we're talking about.
Yes, indeed.
And a few other trees. Now, you may remember, it was some time ago, we ordered quite a selection of hedgerow trees.
Yeah, predominantly hawthorn, but some hedgerows, I think, and elder.
Yes. So this is the stretch, that we would like to infill a little bit. We've got here willow and
willows,
various
and a
other
couple,
bits.
couple of oaks and 1 or 2 hawthorns here already, and blackthorn.
So
But it's a bit sparse.
it's a bit sparse, and it being perimeter fence, that's somebody else's field, and you know they might have events going on in there or things. You know, it's a bit of privacy, really, isn't it? So we've laid down cardboard, we've laid down plastic, as you have seen.
Yeah, that's to keep the frost off. So hopefully it'll still get moist underneath because of rain and stuff, but it will hopefully just at least stop the frost, so that within the next week at some point we can dig the holes or a trench to then just pop
The
these
trees, because the
trees
trees,
in.
we don't know,
Are they bare root again?
they're bare root.
Bare root.
So we need to prepare, they say, prepare the holes. So we're getting ready to prepare those holes.
Yeah.
And we don't know when they're coming. That's the thing. They said after the frosts.
We're on tenterhooks. We've had the
So-
first few
oh.
frosts. was that a nice hook?
No, it's on a nice tenter hook. So we've weighed down the plastic now, and yes, it's on a slight incline here, so the water will go through it. So hopefully it won't harden up, and then we can get out there and dig it.
Yes.
When I say we, you can get out there and dig it.
Yeah.
And I'll film, obviously, for purposes of prosperity.
Of course. Posterity.
Yes, what's the matter with it? What she said, with
Yeah.
bells on.
And
Right,
whistles.
it's getting cold now and dark.
It is.
So-
Better pack up
Yes, I'm
and head
afraid
home.
we're going to pack up for another day. Come on.
If I must.
So you would have seen us just now setting up for when these hedgerow trees are coming. These are hawthorns, blackthorns and so on, and some other edible fruits that will be along this border, as you saw. Well, we weren't sure when these trees were going to come, but the very next day, from having laid out all the stuff, an email arrived to say they're on their way. Oh, gosh, okay. We were hoping to have dug the holes ready so that when the trees, because they're bare root, when they come, they can go just straight in. They're only 18 inches to 2 foot long, and so if we'd got the holes done, we could have done it really quickly. But as it was, we weren't really prepared. So we've come in, we've done a day planting already, no time to film anything, because we've just wanted to get these in. There's 150 of them, and at the moment we've managed to get 2 layers, I suppose, staggering them, alternating hawthorn with blackthorn with some of the other plants, which I need to go and double check what they are, what they're called. And I've moved a little bit further on today on a bright sunny morning, as you can see. Julia's on her way to put in a few more down this end on the border, so that we can just toughen it up, have a bit of privacy and all the normal things, but also encourage wildlife, which would be lovely. So as I got here early, I better get my gloves on and get to it. Now you may remember a few weeks ago now, it's quite some time in real life as opposed to TV world, we fitted this wood burning stove, and you may remember we gave it a test, but there were no fire bricks and there's no grate, so I've ordered some and the fire bricks have arrived. We've been waiting for them and they're in this box, which I'm very excited about. That's not it, obviously. Here we go. This is I think the bit that goes on the back, and then there are two sides like this which go on the side, and the fire bricks are absolutely essential to retain the heat from the logs rather than it going straight up the chimney. We still have got to fill in on all the cracks and what have you. That's still got to happen, but because the weather's been so wet, we've not been able to do that. It needs a good couple of days of dry weather, no damp, so we can get the pug, whatever final solution we come up with, in there and it will dry. So anyway, but for now it would be my task to get the fire bricks into the fire and see if my measurements were correct. Yes, I might need to give the fire interior a bit of a clean first. Well, unfortunately, it's a bit more complicated than one first thought. The back plate goes in nicely, I've got that in, and then I struggled with the two sides and I realised that there is a bolt right near the top on each back plate, which I think is supposed to hold the fire brick in, but they're just slightly too tall, so I think my measurements are out. So what I'm going to do is get my angle grinder, get a cutting blade on it, a masonry cutting blade, and then just very carefully take, I don't know, about a centimetre off, and then try one and repeat until I've got it in, and then I think the back will go in. But that's work for another day, because I don't have the angle grinder or the blade or indeed the generator with me today. So it might be time to smoke the pipe or find another job. Smoke the pipe. I have got some strange, weird muscle fatigue syndrome.
I'm happy with this. Lovely little nectarine tree. The old man is not snoring.
Not yet.
Sorry, I lied.
The baldy one ponces about with a camera.